Wait, what the
spin.
I had not seen this one before. Whoa, is this a new angle? Oh,
as she continues turning right.
You will pet me, whether you like it or not.
Eric Toller went in with the visual investigations team at the New York Times and detailed second-by-second video analysis of all the video footage for the killing of Renee Good in Minneapolis. This is a crazy way to do this, by the way, frame by frame. Like, why wouldn't you post this as a regular, whatever.
This is a cell phone video filmed by
they made this straight for TikTok.
The ICE agent who shot and killed Renee Good in Minneapolis. The White House press secretary said this footage reaffirmed President Trump's previous claim, based on other videos, that Miss Good, quote, didn't try to run him over, she ran him over. Watched in isolation, the cell phone video might look like that's the case. But when analyzed alongside other angles of the shooting, synchronized by the Times, a much more complicated picture is revealed. More footage will likely emerge, but the currently available visual evidence still shows no indication Agent Jonathan Ross got run over. The footage does provide some visibility into the positioning between the agent and Miss Good's SUV and the key moments of escalation. And it establishes, frame by frame, how Agent Ross put himself in a dangerous position near her vehicle in the first place. About 3 minutes before the shooting, footage shows Miss Good and her wife park their maroon SUV in the middle of the street and begin honking and heckling. Administration officials say they were impeding and blocking immigration agents. Footage shows 11 vehicles maneuver around the SUV, including this Chevy Tahoe driven by Agent Ross. When he exits, he's already filming Miss Good's SUV, not with a body camera typical of most law enforcement, but using a cell phone in his hand. It's not clear why. The agent's footage shows his interactions with Miss Good.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you.
And her wife.
I'm not mad at you. That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning.
There's verbal jabbing.
It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S.
By the way, when she says it'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later, what she's indicating is they're leaving, but you can conduct an investigation and try and, criminally punish us after the fact. Ross, on the other hand, obviously has a different opinion in mind.
We see the agent switching the phone from his right hand to his left as he heads toward the front seat of his Tahoe.
I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy.
During this time, on the other side of the SUV, 2 new agents arrive in a pickup. We see Miss Good motions them to go around.
Yeah, she's also talking about ICE switching plates, yes.
Around her.
Go ahead. Out of the car. Get out of the car.
Over the next 6 seconds, we see one agent reaching into the SUV, Miss Good starting to drive, then Agent Ross firing 3 shots. Now let's go back and analyze some of the key contested moments of the agent's cell phone video, alongside other footage to break down what happens during these critical 6 seconds. Here, the agent's cell phone footage shows he's moving directly in front of the SUV, as it's reversing and rotating towards him, initiating a 3-point turn apparently to leave. Law enforcement officers are trained to avoid doing this because it puts them in danger and often leads to the use of force against drivers. The cell phone is focused squarely on Miss Good. She looks down, shifts into drive, and begins turning to the right, away from the agent. Cut to this high angle and zoom in.
Will Asman go watch this? No. And if he does, he'll go, yeah, you see what they're trying to do is they know they're in the wrong. Everyone knows they're in the wrong. Everyone agrees with me. This is the common sense position. And so fake liberal news is doing their very best to make sure that it just looks different. But don't believe your lying eyes, right, guys? Don't believe your lying eyes. Yeah. Giant Dr. Pepper soda canister that he's sucking on.
We can make out the agent's body and his arm filming. We can also see, at the same time, he's beginning to lift his other arm. On these cameras, we can see what's happening around Agent Ross. The other agent is yelling orders and reaching into Miss Good's SUV.
Wait,
Her
what
front
the
spin.
I had not seen this one before. Whoa, is this a new angle? Oh.
As she continues turning right, Agent Ross is at least a few feet away from Miss Good's SUV. He does not appear to move out of the way. As the SUV rolls forward...
I don't know if the New York Times will actually mention this. I don't know if the New York Times will actually show this or say this, but ICE agents diving in front of vehicles in an effort to get a legal kill was such a broad problem that it was actually investigated in 2014. It was reported on, I believe, in 2016. This was something that they kept doing over and over again, that they had to change the law enforcement manual for ICE agents, just so you understand.
The agent unholsters his firearm. We see in his cell phone video at this moment the camera drifting off to the left. The agent is no longer focused on filming. It's at this point in the...
Look at her biting her lip and looking directly at the cop before driving forward. Wait, biting her lip? Are you all right, dude? What the The car literally... The car does not even run him over. What the do you mean biting her lip? You have to be a real psychopath. Dude, you are so deranged, brother. What the
cell phone
anyway,
video where it first looks and sounds like the agent's getting knocked violently to the left. But looking more closely, we can see in multiple angles that there's a visible gap between the vehicle and his legs, indicating his feet are positioned outside the SUV's path.
But you literally see it. You see it. You see it in every angle, even the angles from behind where both of his feet, when he fires the first shot, are outside of the trajectory of the vehicle, okay? The vehicle is traveling in a different direction. He leans into the car. Why do we even argue if he ran her over or not? She shouldn't have shot her anyway. You mean he shouldn't have shot her anyway? Yes, he shouldn't have shot her regardless. He shouldn't have actually approached the car from the front. All of these things are true. But the real reason why we're arguing on this is because this is such a breaking of reality, a fracturing of reality point for so many people that I am going to consistently keep hammering this position over and over again, because it's very clear that while all those other things that you're saying are true, okay, he had no right to actually react this way, and it is a execution in broad daylight. There are still people who are trying to find a way to justify it. That's why they talk about like, oh, she was licking her lips and all this shit. Where's that chatter? Where's that chatter that was talking about how she was licking her lips? Is he still in here? You're a dumbass weirdo. Now you know you have no excuse. She wanted to hurt that cop biting her lip like someone going for a punch. Wait, what? Bro, I'm sorry. We can't live in a society with you. Okay, you are cattle. You are literally cattle if you genuinely are still maintaining this position when you see that she literally is avoiding him. Like, look at this. Look at this. He's leaning onto the car. Both of his feet are away from the trajectory of the car by the time he starts shooting. Here's the 2014 quote from the CBP panel that can answer Chatter's question. In many cases, Border Patrol officers were discharging their weapons out of frustration rather than to guard their safety. It suggested that officers were purposely placing themselves in front of moving vehicles and then shooting at them. This guy didn't even place himself entirely when he started blasting. He was already away from the trajectory. But even if he was directly in front of the moving vehicle and he placed himself directly in front of the moving vehicle to shoot this person and then end up shooting this person and killing them, they would be liable because they placed themselves in front of the moving vehicle. This was in 2014. Fun fact about the murder of Renee Good. One reason why CBP issued policies instructing officers not to stand in front of vehicles is because of the internal reports showing that Customs and Border Patrol officers were deliberately doing so to have an excuse to open fire. Spoilers as to why Jonathan Ross was so calm in the camera footage he took and why he was getting his gun out before Good's car made any movement. Good was dead the moment she backtalked him. He just didn't have his excuse yet. So you have two options. Stop hiding her face. Brother, I don't know how to communicate this with you, okay? She did not bite her lip, you absolute sociopath. She literally said, hey, I'm not even mad at you, dude. And he got so mad about that that he literally killed her in broad daylight, and you're still trying to defend it because you're a animal. You are worth nothing. And this is the reason why you spend every waking moment online, because your family is embarrassed that you are affiliated with them by blood or in any way, shape, or form. You are nothing. You're not even an animal. You're a insect. And when you die one day, people will celebrate. Do you understand? Only for a moment. Only for a moment. And it'll be a fleeting thought in the second after it's done. They will go, wow, it feels like a burden has been lifted from my shoulders. I don't know why. Oh, well, it must have been the wind. Keep talking your ass about me. No, I know you. I know everything about you, Pink Buffalo 90. You are a pathetic worm-like loser who has nothing in his life. So he has to lean into moments like this to project power when someone else is actually doing the power projection for you. Keep lying about her face, dumbass. I'm not lying about her face, brother. You are a loser. And when you die alone, people will forget about you. Have fun. Have fun with that reality. Is Chatter referring to the AI video? I don't know what video he's referring to. Thank you for the free sub. Because if what that chatter was saying is true, can you imagine? ICE agents can just be around your car, and if you bite your lip, they can assassinate you. Now, if that person had a single human being that cared about him, they would probably reconsider this position. If that person had a mother, for example, right? A mother that he still talks to, a sister that he still communicates with, he would perhaps think, well, what is this argument that I'm presenting here? That if like my mom is in the vicinity of a ICE agent and the ICE agent assumes that she's biting her lip, then, you know, it's over for her. It's time for her to be assassinated. Sorry. What a psychotic attitude to openly demonstrate. This is what I'm saying. Not only do we no longer have consensus reality, but because of how isolated and how alienated we are in this increasingly atomized reality that we've concocted on the internet, people don't have the capacity to feel shame. This is something that is so shameful that even the grossest loser would probably feel bad about revealing. Okay? Man is a social animal after all. And because the only socialization that these people are experiencing is on the internet, they get to demonstrate antisocial behavior such as this one. This is why I always stress the importance of touching grass. Like, the argument that he's presenting is she bit her lip and therefore she should be killed. Like, what a psychotic thing to say with no care or consideration to what this means for a grand design. Is that a society that you want to live in, where cops or ICE agents, which are not even real cops, can just kill you when you're in your car and you bit your lip? Really? Lip biting indicates wanting to murder someone? I didn't even see the lip biting, and I don't even think that it's happening. That's something that he fantasized. But even if it was real, can you imagine? Can you imagine? That's justification. Like, Your Honor, I'm the legal counsel for Jonathan Ross, ICE agent Jonathan Ross, and I have an open and shut case here. Let my man go. She was biting her lip. You would get thrown in prison after that. She was frowning at him, Your Honor.
His legs, indicating his feet are positioned outside the SUV's path. The agent's left hand is still against the vehicle and gripping his phone. We see as he fires, it's recording the clouds and the trees overhead. It's not because the agent is knocked to the ground. The other angle shows he's still standing, continuing to maintain his grip on his phone and his gun. And we see a clear and growing gap between his body and the SUV as he fires a second shot and a third. None of the bullets have the effect of stopping the SUV.
The arguments have devolved so much. Like, back in the day, they would be like, well, he has a gun or she has a gun, right? Oh, I was in fear for my life. He actually was not complying with commands. That's a devolution from like having a gun. Nowadays is she was biting her lip. What the hell?
But they kill Renee Good. According to our analysis of audio from Agent Ross's...
These dumbasses are so brain broken. How do we fix this? You don't have to. You don't have to deal with that. You don't have to associate yourself with that. You don't have to be around that. Those people only exist on the internet. I need you to understand. The average person, no matter how hog-like they are, the average person doesn't operate like that. And I need you to understand, like, most normies, if you were to have a sincere conversation in a larger friend group and a guy like this, who was like maybe an Asmongold fan who never revealed that they were an Asmongold fan until that very moment, if they said something like that, it's over. They're getting isolated from that friend group. Straight up. I know that some of you have parents that are brain broken by AI, Facebook, and a bunch of different things. So you think like every other person feels this way. It's not the case. I promise you it's not the case. And there's polling to indicate that it's not the case anyway. You got a majority of Americans saying abolish ICE, okay? It's clearly not the case. It's not. You got at most 20% of society that will unconditionally eat whatever propaganda. That Buffalo dude came in 3 hot days ago asking if you respect the Bible. Bro, starting to have some specific opinions about Hasanabi, and I clocked that shit. That dude is far gone now. No, that guy is done. That guy already killed his brain. What remains of his brain cells, he already melted. Okay? You don't have to deal with that person. And also, that person is cattle anyway. Jiggle some keys in front of him, and he's going to get scared. Who gives a That person does not have object permanence. You don't have to deal with every single person. I will exhaust all options, and I will try to communicate with people. Okay? I will try to communicate with people to the best of my ability, but there are obviously going to be some people that you can't convince. That person's brain is jello. It's over. You can't save everybody, okay? The Roach Dumpster called you a loser. Exactly. This is what I mean, okay? Guy who is like genuinely repulsive, genuinely disgusting, turns around and calls me a loser. I welcome that, dude. What do you mean? You have repulsive views and you're a repulsive person. When you say I'm a bad guy, I wear that as a badge of honor, okay? I wear that as a badge of honor. No, I know. Well, I'm just saying, is that bad? No, it's not. It's great. It's awesome.
Cell phone video. This is his reaction.
Good.
What the? You just. What the did you do?
According to a White House spokesperson, Agent Ross, quote, suffered internal bleeding after he was struck by the car.
Shame! Shame! Shame!
Later that evening, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said that he had been treated at a local hospital and released.
You will pet me, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not.